What's up, guys? It is your boy King William, and unfortunately, I can't say La Champion because that goes over to that guy right there, Joe, aka Joey the Dream. He is your new undisputed Bump Boys prediction champion. I should have went with my heart and my gut, and I should have took Liv, but I took Becky. And Theory, he fucked me over, but overall, I'm not complaining. This was an amazing pay per view, and we're gonna break it down for you guys.
Yes. Sorry about that. Yes. So we do have me and Will with tonight's review. Taking a little bit of a hiatus. He'll be in the background. Dan, can't wait to see you on your on-screen debut again.
Your
But
return,
let's jump
baby.
right into the
Your
show.
return. He's gonna have a Cody return.
He's at Triple H back in the day return. Greatest return of all time. But let's jump right into the show. We had the women's Money in the Bank. Will stated it. Liv won. And overall, that match was a banger. I didn't see the whole part. I saw pieces of it here and there. But Will, I know you said that match was a banger, man.
It's got amazing rewatch value. It's an awesome match. I will say this. Some funny, gimmick spots where, some botches, let's just say that, shots of you running up the ladder in the corner and falling through one of the holes. Uh, Becky
Yep.
doing the leg drop off the top was nice. They definitely went all out. Alexa Bliss doing her cool little flip on top of everyone. They definitely showed out for this. It was extremely well done. Whoever did this, Money in the Bank, they let them have the time they needed to build and build and build. And then, of course, Liv got the win, pushing Becky Lynch off the ladder, getting the briefcase. And then Becky just went totally apeshit at the end, just saying, no, this was my comeback. I was starting it. But if you haven't seen this match, it was an amazing match. I thought it was really good. And it obviously plays on into what happens later on in the show.
Yeah, overall, I thought this was a great match. Women showed out. We'll get to that part in a bit. We had another great match that showcased a former or a future WWE champion and a former WWE champion, Theory versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley did win and became the new United States champion. And for me, I thought this match was great. It showed Bobby being, the big, strong person, agile, but it also showed that Theory was not only smart, but he was able to, go toe to toe with a former WWE champion. He was stopping the momentum over and over and
Mm-hmm.
over. And Theory, wow, Theory showed out tonight. Theory showed out tonight, which
He
will
did.
eventually play in later of the show. But did you have any comments on this match, Will?
No, obviously this is the match that lost. Well, obviously the Liv one I could have got right, but this is the one that lost me the belt, and I feel like they could have done this on a Raw. I feel like this would have had a better value on a Raw, to sell the ratings. 'Cause you already have Money in the Bank, people are going to watch it, so to sell kind of a Monday Night Raw, put Bobby Lashley versus Theory. I thought Theory would have used a shady tactic to basically win, and then that leads into the whole Bobby Lashley re-challenging him on getting a rematch on Raw, then getting the win, and then Theory saying something that I'll say towards the end of the show. But like you said, I thought it was great. This makes me kind of want to go back to split pay-per-views like Raw and SmackDown, so everyone
Yep.
can kind of get their own little bit of the pie and kind of wrestle as much as they want. Because they let the wrestlers wrestle this pay per view, they let them have their time. There's no really quick matches. Even some of the matches you thought were going to be quick weren't quick. So
Yep.
you can't fault WWE for giving us something like this.
Yeah, and then even the next match, I thought this match was going to be a bit of a flop when they changed the card. We eventually got Carmella taking the place of Rhea Ripley. Rhea wasn't able to compete, and it was announced last week on Raw where Carmella won the Fatal 4-Way. Carmella and Bianca, that was a great match. Carmella is always off. I feel like that person that's off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with her feud with Bianca, they did a great job. Just going over her accomplishments. People think Carmella, they think, oh, she's annoying or whatever.
She's just this
Just
pretty
like how the
girl who
Miz
just
said he's
looks
a
good.
two-time. Yeah, she's a two. Just like the Miz, who's a two-time Money in the Bank winner, she is a first ever Money in the Bank winner, and then she won it the year after, like two-time Money in the Bank winner, back-to-back consecutive, and then she's a former SmackDown Women's Champion,
In tag
and
team.
she Yeah, and a tag team champion. She put in the work tonight. Ultimately, Bianca did win, but that beatdown they had at the end. I'm looking forward to that little feud to see what happens after. The one thing I don't like about Bianca right now is she keeps acknowledging, like, it's okay. Like, you just got your ass whooped. I wouldn't say the words "it's okay," but it's okay. You got me. I'll see you around. Like, I understand it's just like an attitude thing, but it kind of just says like, "Hey, you just whooped my ass." You got me there. You got me. It just doesn't seem like something a champion would say. But I guess that's just her gimmick and stuff like that. So
Yeah, just her personality kind of. I will say, I'm not sure I'm excited to have Carmella continuing this feud. So probably Rhea's going to be out for a few more weeks, and hopefully we get her at SummerSlam. But holy shit, imagine if Rhea and Bianca were on the card, like, if that match was on the card, this might go down as the best well, WrestleMania was a banger, but like this might go down besides WrestleMania as WWE's best pay-per-view of 2022 of how good this was because of the next match where we had the Street Profits versus the Usos. And I'm calling it, guys. You hear it first from the Bump Boys. I think this gets match of the year. From everything we see in AEW, from everything we see so far with WWE, I think this is match of the year. This beats out the Bianca and Becky Lynch match at WrestleMania. This was a banger because they let the match go on a little, like, you thought it was like, it's going to end like halfway once they did their hot tag. But then they did some shit that WWE never does usually. Like, they did another series of beatdown hot tags for the other person. And you thought, like, okay, is this where like D'Angelo Dawkins made just like, I was waiting for someone to just like get the try to hit the hot tag, and then someone just jump off like the apron and be like, nah, dog, you were getting your ass whooped. Like, I'm good. But this whole pay-per-view felt like, obviously with no Vince, this felt like a Triple H kind of pay-per-view. This felt classic, old school. If you haven't seen, I'm going to say this from any match, because all the matches were really good in this pay-per-view. This is the one to watch because of how good this was.
yeah, so I wanted to piggyback on what you said, how they had these hot tags. For those who don't know, hot tag is when someone tags in, they come in, they're hot, they're doing their thing, they're showcasing. The best part about this was they changed up how they did a hot tag the first time. So we took both active competitors, and then we had a spot on the outside of the ring rather than the inside of the ring. Then they made he was able to get outside. He got to
Who's
Dawkins.
He? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Ford was able to get to Dawkins, and then Dawkins just comes up straight up, does a 360 flip, lands on his feet on the outside, but then he eventually gets stopped.
You mean
then
Ford?
Montez gets a hot tag. No,
You mean
Montez he did the flip.
Yeah, Montez. You said
Montez
Dawkins
did a 360
You said
flip.
Dawkins did the flip. You were like, Dawkins
No, I
did
said
the
Dawkins
flip.
tagged.
No, you said Dawkins
I
did
said
the
Ford
flip.
tags
Yeah.
Dawkins, and Dawkins did the flip.
You just right there. Yeah, Dawkins did the flip. Dawkins did the flip? You just said it. Dawkins did the flip. Montez Ford did the flip.
He did do a flip.
Oh, Dawkins
They
did a
both
flip.
did a
Oh yeah,
flip.
he did do a flip. Oh, I forgot. You're right. He hit a flip in the
He hit a hot
beginning
tag,
of the
and then
hot
he did
tag.
the
You're right.
flip.
Yeah, correct. You're right. My bad. I was trying to
Then
get you.
Ford comes in. Ford gets stopped. Yeah. Ford got stopped, and then it was just the way they stopped the hot tags, and then eventually Ford comes in and has a crazy hot tag. Ford looks great. I'm not a big Street Profits fan, but Ford looked great with the extra weight. He looks like someone who I would want to see in the mid card, the U.S. title picture, or individual singles, which Will's been talking about all night. He needs to be a single star. And then Dawkins looked amazing. He's springy. He's doing moves that I haven't really seen him do well, but everything he did was well. And the Usos, they went along with it. With the whole suck it thing. That shit was amazing. And overall, it was good storytelling, great ring psychology. The Usos pick up the win. A little controversy at the end. The only question I have for WWE is what happened to that stipulation you were talking about on Monday Night Raw? Is that going to tie into SummerSlam? I'm not sure, but
what was
I'm
the
looking
stipulation
forward
again?
to it now. So it was a one-on-one match. If Ford wins, or if whoever won got to pick the stipulation. Ford ended up winning, but they never announced the stipulation, so it just got dropped.
Yeah, that's
maybe
weird.
that'll tie into next week.
See,
or this Monday.
Because the Street Profits probably weren't going to pick up the win. this is like this kind of ties in with the Austin Theory with the United States. The reason why I felt like he would maintain the United States Championship, let's say John Cena, because there's talks with John Cena. He has a movie, of course, and Fast 10, and he's not going to be. He's going to have to push the Theory Cena match to WrestleMania, which I'm fine with. I would have loved to see WWE hasn't done this in a while. Where normally, remember when like a tag team, especially when it was like, remember like the obviously this was before Matt and Jeff Hardy, but like with MVP, remember when like tag teams, like one person from the tag team would try and go for like a singles title, and you would have the other partner like
Yep.
helping and backing them up and shit like that, or just being there for them, because you don't always have to just feature the tag team, and it allows you to just see, okay, Montez, for example, Austin Theory retained, so for SummerSlam you could have built up a nice little 4 week feud with like Montez, because I was on Twitter and someone was saying like, yo, if we can get Montez Ford versus Austin Theory, imagine how crazy of a match that would be. Or like imagine that, bro. Like
Yeah.
if they had done like I let Theory retain. So for SummerSlam, if we can't get that, how about we do Montez Ford versus Theory with D'Angelo Dawkins backing him up and something like that, or like Dawkins accidentally cost Montez Ford the belt and he's like, damn dog, or something like that. And like I thought they could have played a little bit more into that, going to like some of their old school kind of booking to just see like, all right, if because everyone's you're raving about it, I'm raving about it. Montez Ford is a star, or we think he could be a star. So let's see how he would do in a singles kind of feud competition with his boy backing him up. So that's the only thing I wish I would have seen them do for this pay per view. Because Bobby doesn't need the United States title, but I would like to see, Montez get that kind of push.
Mm.
But you also don't lose D'Angelo Dawkins. You don't do that turn yet.
Yeah, and then the follow up with the women's, half this pay per view was all women's, which was really nice. So it was half women's, half men's. And overall, the next match I thought was gonna suck, but it actually turned out to be a pretty decent match. We had Natalya versus Ronda, great technical wrestling at first, and nice little creative holds here and there. Overall, I was actually impressed with this match. This one definitely caught my eye.
Did it catch your
And
eye? Huh? I wonder
Natalya
why.
looked good.
What caught your eye there?
Natalya.
You wanted to play the bongos there?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I'm not gonna get into that on this episode, man.
I was just like,
Going to
oh my god,
oh,
sheesh.
well, Natalya is up there in age, but she's still able to move around really well. I will say that. And Ronda eventually ended up getting the win with a tap out. And
It's crazy, yo.
what happened next, Will?
Natalya almost won the title. Um, it was a let's just say no one saw this coming from WWE. Liv Morgan came down, cashed in the Money in the Bank, and I believe she is the second person to cash in on the same night they won it. I'm not going to say the second person because I think that's a beautiful trivia question, which will be in the first ever Bump Boys trivia little show that we're going to do, a little segment. But I will say this, the cash in was nice. The roll up had a little bit of, she was playing with the leg, she kicked her leg to get out of the ankle lock. And I was just like, I could see obviously Liv won the Money in the Bank, but I could also see WWE just being like, you know what, fuck it. Let her lose it. Let's build Ronda. But this, like I said, I don't know if it's a Vince thing. Maybe like I said, if Triple H is the one who's going to be helping with these and his boys are going to be helping with this is what we want to see for wrestling. Because like I said, a lot of the shit was unexpected. And that's the
Yep.
truth. Even the person who won the men's Money in the Bank, that shit was unexpected, even though it was like, okay, I could see it, but I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I felt Liv was going to cash in on Ronda. I feel like the women's always don't hold the briefcase long enough to have a good storyline with it. But overall, it was done right. It was done well. And then going on to, you said the winner of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match was a surprise entrance, and that surprise entrance was Theory. Yes, Theory is your new Mr. Money in the Bank. Overall, the match I think was pretty well. My favorite spot, of course, was Omos being, thrown through a table. Pat McAfee, 12 hands, 6 men, 1 giant through 1 table. And I was like, God
At
damn, I
one
love this man. This
pay-per-view on
man
one
just be
earth.
making it happy.
Yeah.
Well, Pat McAfee be coming back with the comebacks.
There's sometimes he gets caught up where he doesn't know what to say. But yeah, this was a beautiful. This is what Money in the Bank I felt like has been missing. the unexpectedness, big names in the match, and like these big stars, not all mid tier cards. There were, besides, Riddle, Madcap, and Omos, and obviously Theory, all the other 4 stars, Sheamus, Drew, Seth, and who's the last person I'm forgetting? Oh, Sami Zayn. Well, besides Sami, so
Sami
3
Zayn.
big main event stars in the match, where normally you only get like 1 or 2 who you could potentially could see holding the I was gonna say United States title,
Mm-hmm.
holding the WWE Championship or Universal Championship, whatever you want to say. So it was nice to see them put in the stars, kind of give us like an old school Money in the Bank ladder match, and they let these guys go at it, man. Like you said, the Omos being thrown on the table, buried under like 20 ladders. A lot of people getting taken off. Riddle doing the RKO to Seth on top of the ladder was nice. There was a lot of nice spots. Like I said, another match you could
Yep.
go in and rewatch. But yeah, Theory gets the Money in the Bank. It makes sense. Who did they do this before? Who? Maybe that's another trivia question. Who else? Someone else lost the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. Was it the Miz? The year the Miz won it, didn't he lose his Intercontinental Championship and then he entered himself into the Money in the Bank? Someone lost their title and then did the same thing that Derry did, where like next he was up to like, or maybe I'm just thinking of Brock Lesnar when he lost his title to Roman or Seth, I think, and then entered himself into the Royal Rumble. It could just all be a dream.
I think it might be that, but overall, I think the show was great. So, Will, if you had to put a little rating on this one, what are you putting it on?
I'm gonna give this a 9.4. This is a really good pay-per-view. Really good.
This one, I'm giving a 9.2. Strong pay-per-view. It's not one of the big 5 or 4 or 5 or whatever they have nowadays. Actually, it is. Money in the Bank is one of the bigger ones. But overall, it was a great show. The women's matches look good. And one last highlight was, you know, Natalia talking to Pat McAfee throughout the match. I thought if you haven't seen that, that little segment right there is pretty funny. But
So
overall,
was Montez 4. Montez 4 was doing the same thing
9.2.
too. 9.2?
Oh yeah, the Usos said the hot mics are hot today. I will say that.
Yeah.
The stuff they were saying was stuff that ain't PG, bro. But overall, I think so overall it gets a 9.3, and I think that's about it.
That's
Well,
about it.
take us away, my friend.
We're on the road to SummerSlam, so I'm just saying, if Money in the Bank is like this, WWE, please give us that TLC match that we need. Street Profits, New Day, Viking Raiders, and Usos, or just give us Usos, New Day, and Street Profits. Let's get those. They're now the new Dudley Boys, Jeff Hardy, team three, Christian and Edge. Give those 3 the
They're the
chance
core
for
of
the
the tag
title.
team.
Yeah, they've been carrying the division for the last 3 years or so. Let them get that TLC match that we want to see, but do it right. I want big spot moments. But like Joe said, it's been the Bub Boys. Peace.
Peace.